Hello everybody, my name is Alesh Eisner and welcome to the Canadian Money Talk, the channel about Canadian investing and personal finance. Please like and subscribe. I wanted to talk to you today about the role of cash in your investing life and as a part of your financial portfolio. We'll assume that cash earns very little interest but is liquid and available at any time. There are two uses for cash in your investing toolbox. One as an emergency fund and two as dry powder to buy more investments if there's a pullback. Each one has a very different role, so try not to mix them up. The first reason to have cash is to have an emergency fund so you don't have to sell equities to live on after they went down. Experts advocate 3 to 6 months of basic expenses as an emergency fund, depending on your type of job, spouse who works, etc. If you have a rock solid government jobs or have been there for years and severance would be months worth of salary, you may need only 1 month of an emergency fund. If you are a contractor or work on commission and your pay is lumpy, you may go to 6 months or more. It can be used to live on if you are laid off and looking for work, if there's a water leak in your house, or if the transmission drops out of your car. It makes an emergency into an inconvenience, and you neither have to reach for your 20% interest rate credit card nor sell your investments at a bad time. Please note that a vacation or a wedding does not count as an emergency. Now, also, if I may indulge in a little do as I say, not as I do, personally, I do try to build up an emergency fund, but there's always a stock that catches my eye and the emergency fund is gone. As long as my stocks keep paying dividends, I don't need an emergency fund since I can live off the dividends in an emergency or non-emergency. Also, I have consciously made a decision that I will use my home equity line of credit as an emergency fund. As long as I have my HELOC available, I can draw upon it, and the income from my other sources will cover the interest. So it is a sort of an emergency fund. It is important, however, to be able to access money from somewhere to live on without having to sell off a beaten down portfolio or hit the credit cards. The second reason to have cash is to buy more equities after they went down. You've consciously decided that you will forego any returns on the cash you are holding for the hope of a much bigger reward to put that cash to work when there's a pullback in the stock market. If you have an inkling there will be a pullback, you may want to build up this cash bucket. Having cash sucks while the market is going up, but cash is king when there's a pullback. Then it's awesome. Once again, I use my HELOC for cash to invest into the market pullbacks, so as to be fully invested at all times and not to miss out on the returns by having the cash lying around. I only use the HELOC when needed, and I am not paying interest nor missing out on returns prior to that. In March of 2020, when the market dropped, I used $170,000 from two lines of credit, one a HELOC and the other one unsecured, to buy a bunch of stocks that pay dividends and have since gone up. Let me give you an important safety tip, however. Do not count on your emergency fund to double as cash for investing, because you may lose your job in a recession, which is also when the stock market pulls back, and that's when you'll have to choose between eating and investing. As a bonus, there's a third use for cash. If you are using the bucket portfolio approach in retirement, the guideline is to have 2 years of living expenses in cash. In case your other investments drop, you can live out of the cash bucket while the other investments recover. I will do a bucket portfolio video soon. If you have any requests on what you would like me to cover in future videos, please put that into the comment section. Please like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and may you have a profitable day.